Do you have what it takes?
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla. I hope you enjoyed that amazing conversation with Bob. He's been in the industry long enough and I'm sure has a lot more stories to tell, so I'd love to have him back on. But we're going to jump to another area of entertainment. Now, this queen is known as the Las Vegas Social Eye. She does many, many different things behind the camera. She's a photographer, videographer, she's a writer, she's a poet, and she's won awards. She has an advertising agency, all of the above. So let's get down to it. Everyone, please welcome Christina Thompson. Hello, Queen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Please
Thanks for
take
having
a
me.
seat. You're going to blind everyone at home with your amazing, amazing outfit. I'm glad that you wore this.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
Thank
The
you.
necklace is
I
great.
actually was kind of going over my head, like, what should I wear? I don't want to upstage it, but who could upstage that beautiful face? Okay. She's always a diva, so.
Always.
But, you know, I also have to be myself.
Oh, yeah,
so,
of
you know,
course. We love that.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people come on here, they're just like, is what I'm wearing okay? I'm like, as long as you're
Right.
you,
Right.
that's all we care about.
Yeah,
Represent
exactly.
yourself. Don't do it for anyone other than yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a lifelong term,
Oh,
you know,
exactly.
just be yourself.
Yes. So there's a lot to unfold with you. You do many, many different things. You're just the boss. You're literally a boss. So you're a West Coast girl.
Yes.
Yes. And then you actually, what's interesting is that you went to school at DeVry.
DeVry University.
Yes. I am from Chicago. So
Oh,
yes.
yeah. I've been
So-
to Chicago when we had our seminar out there, and it was fantastic. It was
Yeah.
my first time in Chicago, and it was snowing that time.
Of course it is.
So I'll never
Probably
forget that.
cold as heck.
Yes.
But yeah, so you have been here, there, everywhere doing amazing things. And so what is it about being in the arts and entertainment that really drove you here in state? Because not only do you do photography, videography, advertising, camera work, but you also are designer too, right? So like she does all the aspects of the arts that you can think of, right?
Yeah. I would say that it stems from when I was a child, you know, and I would say that God dropped me off, you know, with the stork. He dropped me off in the wrong state. Berkeley, California is really kind of, I would call it a shy town. It's kind of like a nook and cranny. It doesn't want to be seen. It's not flamboyant like myself. And so as I was a child, when we had all of our little events, you know, the family would get together, and I would be the only one that would stand out in the crowd of our family gatherings, and because I would have to perform.
Oh, yeah. She was the Kim K of the family.
Yes, I'm the Kim K. Okay, so, you know, it's funny because in the same token, I was an introvert. I was very shy in school. I was bullied in school because I was shy. I was a thumbsucker. A little tidbit about me. And so people would never expect someone like that to want to get out in front of people and perform. And go figure, as an adult, I still had that desire to be in the entertainment industry in some shape, fashion, or form, whether I was the performer or I was a photographer, because my grandmother was a famous photographer in her town and in Berkeley. She's all over the Berkeley Main Library, famous for all of her landscape photography, all over from San Francisco's in the 1950s, 40s. And, you know, it just flowed through our blood. My twins are actually freelance photographers for Nike as well. Okay. And so it was in our blood. They were models. I was a model. You know, they wanted to act. I wanted to act. So it was kind of like it was in our blood. My grandmother was a model as well. And so that's why I say I was born in the wrong town. So when I moved here to Vegas, I saw my opportunity to live out at least my dream and get my 15 minutes of fame if I could do that, you know, as far as being in the public eye and being on stage. I've always wanted to be a performer. I didn't have the singing voice, even though I was in a choir all my life in church. But I didn't have that gift to actually sing, as they say. But I sing behind my tracks of my spoken word, my poetry. So I did perform on stage for a few number of years, maybe about 5 years. And I kind of grew out of it, honestly. And I wanted to write books about my life because my story is very, very, and not one that many people would say that is, I would say not. It's not common because I went through so much, but I still stand. I'm still triumphing over all of the obstacles and all of the trials that I went through in life. And so I wanted to tell my story through poetry, and that's what I did. So I was able to also break out of my shell because I was an introvert by nature, and I wanted to get on stage, and I wanted people to see me and hear my voice. So that was a way for me to break out of the shyness side of me, so I can be able to speak to people in the industry and get to know all the local artists here in Las Vegas without clamming up.
Right, right. And it helps in being in the arts, you have to learn about people and socializing, even if you don't ever start out like that. Because you and I have some similarities. I was not always loving being extroverted. It's a thing you work through, even though it might always be there, but unless you channel it, it's not going to come out, right? You got to do what you got to do.
You have to do what you have to do, and you have to you're going to make your mistakes. You're going to fumble on stage, especially on stage, where I made my mistakes, forgot my lyrics, and felt really embarrassed. But the more you do something, regardless if it's on stage or just going out to networking mixers, the more you do it, the more you become comfortable with the environment and the atmosphere of being around a lot of people and them noticing you and them actually paying attention to you. Because if you would have asked me 10 years ago, if I would ever want to be interviewed on TV, I would have said, oh, no. I wasn't camera shy when it comes down to pictures because believe me, I was known as the selfie queen on Facebook for years.
I've seen a lot of them. She still does. Her little reels. I see them.
I don't do as much as I did when I first started off on Facebook, but now it's like, so I grew and broke out of that shell. It's like a caterpillar into a butterfly. So I turned into that butterfly where I'm that social butterfly now. But my thing is that I want to actually, instead of being the performer, I want to be behind the scenes because there's so many artists out here that are incredible that don't get the acknowledgement and the recognition that they deserve as being local celebrity entertainers. And so that's what I wanted to do as being the Las Vegas socialite, is actually being their eye, their eagle eyes, and showing them off to the world, and making promo videos for them to really show off their diversity and their skills and their talent on stage. And, it's fabulous. I just love it.
And that's why you have your own advertising agency, Savage Journey Entertainment and Advertising, correct?
Yes.
And how long have you had that going on?
Actually, I started it as Vegas Valley Visions, and it didn't pop off. That was back in 2016.
Okay.
And so I think I didn't position myself and learn enough about the industry to really make it happen and, be successful in it. So life happened, as they say, life be lifing, and life happened to me and got in the way of me being able to bring that to fruition. And so I had to put that on the back burner and take care of Christina. And so I was still recording my lyrical poetry from home during the pandemic. And then I said, I still have this burning desire inside me to do something for the local artists, to show my appreciation, to bring them to the forefront of, Las Vegas. They're the thread that, the beautiful different color thread that brings this town together. They're the tapestry. They are Las Vegas, So I said, I'm going to bring it back. I just don't know how. And this one day I just woke up and said, I'm a savage. I'm a beast. I know I can do this. I can accomplish any goal that I want to, and so can you. And so I said, I want to be a motivator. I want someone to look at and be inspired by me, by what I'm doing, maybe take some notes and create something of their own, and in the entertainment industry. And said, so Savage Journey. I said, you know what? My journey has been so hard, but I'm a savage because I made it through. And that's where Savage Journey came from.
Yeah.
Because I have been a domestic violence survivor. So Savage Journey is not just a name. It actually stems from the blood, sweat, and tears that I went through to get here. The bullying, the homelessness, the abuse, verbal, physical, mental abuse that I was subjected to for many years. And then my survival through it all, it just showed that I was a beast and I can conquer anything.
Exactly.
And
Like a
so-
queen, too, and you can shine through it all.
You can
Obviously.
shine. No, you can.
Yes.
So I'm also a motivational speaker
Right.
for domestic violence and advocate for domestic violence, women and children affected by domestic violence and displaced by it, being homeless. And so I went out to the shelters at the Shade Tree Shelter where I lived for 3 months myself. And so hence that's where Savage Journey came from, because I said, you know what, I'm an artist in my own right and I'm a survivor. And so I'm going to mesh it all together, because these artists, you may see them standing on stage saying, oh, you know, this is me, and smiling and acting like they've never gone through something. But that's what we do as artists. You know, we can't let them see us sweat and show the weaker side of what we've gone through in our life. And we'll tell our stories through our songs, but they don't know when we get home, we may have to cry about that because it touched our nerve, or, touched our spirit. But, they have stories too. So they can relate to my stories, because some of them have been abused too. And that's why they do what they do, because they want to spread joy and love in people's lives and spread happiness, into those lives that, need some happiness, right now, especially during a pandemic, during COVID. People lose people every day. They go through so much. And so Las Vegas, what I take personally from the Las Vegas local entertainers is the fact that when I go to their shows, I leave like, like it's my fix,
Yeah.
It
inspires you in a way, and kind of recharges you and reminds you why you're in the industry.
Right. It gives me purpose, so that this is my purpose. And I love them so much. I can list a whole name of them that I just love, and I appreciate them for all the hard work that goes into behind the scenes of them doing what they do for us.
Yes.
And so being the Las Vegas socialite and doing what I do, I just basically want to be that outlet and that go-to person for who to go see, and where they're showing, and, who they are. Go follow E.C. Adams. Go follow Monique Maffei-Hessner. Go follow Rita Lim. Go follow Teddy Davis Jr., go follow these artists, Genevieve, okay? There's so many artists. I can go on and on and on, but there's so many fabulous, dynamic celebrities here in our town that need the support, need the appreciation and recognition. And that's where I come in.
Yeah, I love that. So you had mentioned before that when you made your first agency and it really wasn't popping off, and then you came back, it's really, I feel like it's really popping off for you. Yeah. What was that key thing that you found out was missing? What was it?
Well, I think the key thing for me was the fact that I had to believe in myself and not look for approval, not look for the support, because most times when we start something new and we're excited about it, we want everybody else to be excited about it. But on the other hand, I have to realize that I don't need validation from anyone. I know my God-given talents. And so stop standing in your way. That was what it was. I was standing in my own way. And I did have some health issues that kind of prevented me from starting it again. For like 3 or 4 years, I was pretty ill. And so that's when that mentality came to me where, well, maybe God doesn't want this for me after all. I have this big dream, these great ideas. And, I started feeling sorry for myself. Never feel sorry for yourself. Don't let that mindset take over your mind when you have this great idea, this great gift that's inside you. You have purpose in your life. So don't let this one little stumbling block stop you from moving forward. It may slow you down, but don't let it stop you. See, I decided to just give it all up, throw it all away, throw in the towel, retire my mic, never jump on stage again. And, that's not what God wanted me to do. He kept telling me, no, You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. But you need to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
That was it.
So in 2016, you actually won an award for
Yeah.
spoken word. That was probably a huge moment for you, right? I mean, you see the smile on her face, like she's still with her today. So with that piece, what was that piece about? Is it something that really spoke true to your heart and that was the one that won? Or is it, you know?
No, actually, it was a BMA award, the Black Entertainment Awards out here, the Black Music Awards, and they were vocal in me deciding to keep working on my craft. Because I never thought in a million years that I would come to Vegas and there would be an awards ceremony or organization period. I had no idea about it until maybe 2018, but I had been out here since 2012. And so basically I looked at them, and I've gone to some of the award ceremonies with friends as just, you know, a fan. And I was like, wow, I would love to be on that stage, you know, winning an award. But it'll never happen. See, standing in your way, that negative Nancy mindset.
Right.
And I had to get over that too. And so I said, you know what? It's possible. One day I might. So here we are in 2016, and they approached me and said, you know what? You were nominated for a BMA award for the Best Spoken Word Artist of the Year. So it wasn't just one piece. It was just the Best Spoken Word Artist of the Year. And I said, those little bitty accomplishments that I thought were so small, and I didn't think anyone was watching me or really cared about my little poetry, about my life, they actually hurt me.
All of it.
That,
you know,
I didn't think people were watching me. You know, just
Yeah.
when you think that you don't have the support, because you know when you're on Facebook and you're posting all of your poetry or your music, whatever it is you do, and you don't see any likes, and people would tell me, just because they don't post or they don't like on your post doesn't mean I didn't see it. And I'm like, but why didn't they like it? Why didn't they post
that
on it?
validation?
That validation. There we
that
go.
you're
The
looking
validation
that you're looking for, that you don't need. You know.
You see, I grew out of that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need that anymore. I've grown up. I've matured. You know, I've turned into that butterfly where, you know, I'm flying free, and if no one wants to fly with me, it's okay. You know. So when I won that award, it just showed me that I still had a gift. And God was kind of awarding me and you know, showing me that I bless you with this gift to share with the world your story so you can help someone else survive. It's inspirational stories about my life and what I've gone through. And a lot of us have all gone through the same thing I've gone through. It's nothing new. And so when I won that award, I was so proud, and I said to myself, you know what, this is it. I don't need to prove myself anymore. I don't need to continue going to the BMA Awards to try to win another award against other fabulous spoken word artists out here like Brittany Sharp. Amazing. Love her. And honestly, there was I think it was Brittany Sharp and another artist that I was up against, and I still, to this day, cannot believe that I won that over even Brittany Sharp, because she is sharp as a tattoo. And she is a singer. She is a fantastic spoken word artist. And so I give a lot of praise. I accepted that award on behalf of all of the spoken word community, the spoken word artists out there that are doing it. They're still doing it to this day, where I decided to retire my mic. They're still doing it, and they're still doing good things. So I really accepted it on their behalf, and I wanted to let them know that I love them so much, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm so thankful that I'm still a part of the industry in this way, where I can now show off their talents and celebrate them.
Right. Now you're celebrating a bunch of artists. I know that you do your own interviews. You have interviewed a lot of singers. I know Rita Lynn, that's one interview that I did see.
Yes.
So what is it like not only going to the shows, advertising them, you know, pushing out their social media, but actually getting to know these artists? What do you take from knowing them personally, and how you bring that into your work?
Oh my goodness. You know, getting to know them on a personal level, even after their shows, and, you know, getting to become friends with them, it shows me their true heart, their true spirit. Because, like I said earlier, not only are they working so hard behind the scenes to make their productions grand, but they're real people. And they'll tell me stories about what they're going through, what they're dealing with. And I'm like, wow, you have all this going on. Like the Rita Lim, she was my first interview. And when she told me all that she had going on, and she still shows up at the Tuscany every Sunday at 7 p.m., being that beautiful, bright, shining star on stage and acting as if that's all she has to do. But has all this burst of energy, and she's incredible. So I tie that in with what I do, because this Las Vegas Socialite and the Las Vegas Spotlight videos that I do, the interviews that I do and conduct with these fabulous entertainers, shows you a sneak peek into their life, that they have a lot going on outside of what they're doing for us, entertaining us. They're not just sitting around. We have this perception of entertainers that they're living this grandiose life, and they're like sitting at the pool. If they're not entertaining, they're sitting at their big mansion, just, because that's what people would come to Vegas, and they see even the local entertainers and artists, they think of them as having billions of dollars, and they have big cars, and they have no problems, no stress. But I tell you, when I talk to some of them, they'll tell you some things, but I tell you, they make it look good. When they get on stage, they're a beast too. They're a savage journey.
Oh.
That's their savage journey. They're showing you that no matter what life bring you, if you have any obstacles, walk around them, honey, and get on that stage and be fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Be fabulous.
You can do it. Okay? There's no excuse, because what they've told me and disclosed to me versus what you see on stage, honey, I just bow down.
Right.
Like,
Right. Yeah.
like they are teaching me how to still push through the adversity of being in the entertainment spotlight, because that it does come with a lot of challenges
it does.
and adversities.
Yes.
It could be an ugly business,
It isn't.
It
In my experience.
Yeah,
I noticed
and-
that the
and
better
you know.
that you do, the worse you get it, which is odd.
Exactly.
The dichotomy of that. The more you succeed, the harder
harder.
hardships you have to go through, because people don't like that.
That's
right.
That's
It's a very
right.
jealous, superficial industry.
And that's the sad
Yeah.
part, yeah, when you mentioned that about, being jealous in the industry. And I was thinking about that today, because I knew that subject would kind of come up, because the sad part about Las Vegas and the entertainment industry here is that there's so much beauty in these entertainers. There's so many talented, gifted artists. And in my eyes, there's enough room at the top for everybody. You do you. Let them do them. Don't bring each other down. If we all lift each other up and praise each other and celebrate each other, just like women. Like, she's gorgeous. She's amazing. I'm learning from this young lady here. Priscilla, I adore you. I've watched you. I've taken notes on your little videos, and I'm like, okay, that's what you should do. So look, be humble and appreciate the God-given talent in you, but don't bring down someone else. But that's what they do here in Las Vegas.
But it stems from their own
Because of jealousy. Its own insecurity.
It's never that person.
No, it's never that person.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad, because it makes you feel some kind of way when you're at the butt end of that, that
Exactly.
jealousy. And,
yeah.
even though you didn't do anything to deserve it.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what I experience every day. But what I've learned is, and I'm sure you've seen it with a lot of these artists, is that the main key is, if they're making you feel those emotions, look inside first. If they're just existing, you clearly admire them in a way.
Right.
And you trying to paint them as something else is not going to help you.
No.
Because if that person moves you that much, they're probably at a place that can probably just and if you don't want to be,
They'll hit rock bottom.
and then they can make moves, and you might mess with the wrong one, and so that's what a lot of people don't understand. And Las Vegas is full of a lot of these energies.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you know what's sad about that also is that even though you're trying to do the right thing by everyone here. Like, I want to get to know as many entertainers out here so I can, spotlight them as well and show off their amazing talents. And I meet a lot of good people, good-hearted entertainers. And so those are the ones I really work hard for. Those that appreciate what I do. I'll work for anyone, but I really go hard for those who appreciate the dynamics of what I go through and have to do for them. But they bring a lot to me, so that's why I do it, But I would never want to be involved in the butt-in or the messiness that goes along with the entertainment industry, because even being a good person, they are jealous of you for being that good person and people wanting to gravitate to you and be on your show or do or hang out with you or whatever. And then now they want to start a rumor. And 90% of the time, if there's any rumors out there about me, they're wrong. They're not true.
No, it never is. So I'm going to ask one more question. This question I ask all my guests. It really sums up who they are and really just kind of brings you together as a whole. And that question is there a philosophy that you live by?
Yes. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
And that's exactly the same thing that Bob Sadler said. You too,
Wow.
And it's really interesting because I make a joke that I always have a theme of every episode, even if it's not planned. It'd be two completely different people doing different things.
That's right.
And something about the episode in a whole has a similarity. With all of my guests. I think it's happened every episode, Maria. Like, you find a similar thing. And it's a lesson. And so when you started talking, you two have completely different energies. Right?
I know.
Completely different upbringings. Do completely different things, but yet you now sing the same words. So, I mean, I feel like
it was not pre-planned. It was nothing but God,
and you
creator.
both stand for perseverance, and if there's anything that any artist is going to take from these interviews, it's going to be the perseverance and going through everything that life throws at you, which is another thing that Bob was talking about, how life threw him a lot of things that he had to overcome before he came back. So you both
same thing.
You guys should work together. I don't know what that's about.
We did connect outside. When he was leaving, we did connect. So we are definitely going to get together.
That's amazing, and I'm glad I can be a part of that.
Oh, you all were. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. And I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's watching right now. I appreciate all of my fans and followers. You guys are amazing. I can't name everyone, but E.C. Adams, you're going to have a show on March 15th at the Italian American Club. Thank you for Coast to Coast Entertainment, Trish and Janine, for all you do. Italian American Club, you guys are amazing, and we will see you.
And where can all of the amazing viewers follow you and find out more about you and reach out to you, buy your designs? Where can we all do that?
Oh, goodness. Well, I have a business called I'm sorry. Here we go, those live moments of the bloopers. Savage Couture Jewelry is the name of my jewelry company that I hand make. And you can find me on my page, Savage Couture Jewelry. And yes, I named it after Savage Journey Entertainment. So it's brand new, so I have to get used to my own business name. But SavageJourneyENT.com, that's my website where you can find out what I do and what I can offer you as an entertainer or a promoter. And also on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, Christina Thompson, that's who I am. I am Meta verified, so you guys will see the blue check, and that's how you know it is me. I'm real, not Memorex.
Perfect. So everyone, round of applause for Christina Thompson and coming here with her amazing energy.
Thank you.
Bringing the light to our studio. So literally, in that retrospect, the light, the positivity that radiates out of her. And I do say, if you don't mind me saying, is the people that go through the hardest journeys are the ones that will end up seeing the light at the end. I always think from my own experience that the people who go through the hardest things is better than those that don't go through any.
That's very true. Because
the easier people have it, I feel like it's not the same quality of life that they live, along with the quality and the career that they have. So
yeah, you appreciate it more.
Yes.
You learn to appreciate it and take care of it more.
Yeah, and you don't take any poopy.
No.
I try not to be too foul on this show. But everyone, thank you, Christina, for coming here, for bringing your positivity and telling your story to us.
Thank you so
and
much.
being open with me and being very vulnerable.
Anytime.
Thank you for that.
That's what I write.
Thank you, guys. So that is Christina Thompson. Make sure to follow her. Make sure to reach out to her, support her. If you guys need any promotional help as an artist, please reach out to her. She will be there, and she actually goes to the shows personally. So please, please, please take a note of her. And when we come back, we will have our closing credits. So see you then.